Welcome to an essential topic in data design, implementing strong entities and primary keys. We're starting with the fundamentals of what makes a strong entity foundational to database structure. In database design, a strong entity seamlessly transitions into a strong table. Its entire foundation rests upon the primary key, which must be unique, required, and unwavering. Let's put the focus on the primary key, the unique identifier for every record. The primary key must be stable, simple, and meaningless. It should not contain data that is likely to change. It is the anchor that ensures every row stands apart, providing essential uniqueness and integrity. Next, let's look at simple primary keys and why they are often the preferred choice. A simple key uses a single column table with clean, numbered rows, making management straightforward. Simple primary keys are generally best. They keep strong tables efficient and easy to manage, minimizing complexity. But what happens when a single column isn't enough? That's where composite keys come in. A composite primary key requires two or more attributes working together to guarantee the uniqueness of each record. This approach is chosen specifically when no single, simple attribute can sufficiently provide that uniqueness. Finally, let's explore an engineered solution, the artificial key. A designer can create an artificial key. These are simple, stable, and meaningless values. These are often auto-generated integers that increment automatically as new rows are inserted into the table. To wrap up, remember the crucial role of the primary key in database design. Whether simple, composite, or artificial, the primary key is the indispensable heartbeat of strong entities. It ensures order, stability, and clarity in every single table, making your database robust and reliable.
Alright, let's start on implementing strong entities. And in this initial design, every passenger attributes become a table column. Okay? Every passenger attribute becomes a table column. Full name is not unique and hence cannot be the primary key. Rewards number is not required and hence cannot be the primary key. A passenger may submit different identification over time. So identification number and identification type is not a good primary key. Since no suitable primary key exists, an artificial key called passenger key is created. So let's work on this exercise to test our understanding. So vehicle is a strong entity, right? Which of the following is a good primary key for the vehicle table? Dealer invoice number is unique. Okay? Dealer invoice number is unique. Okay, so let's say you said false. You are right because dealer invoice number is not followed by an R and therefore is optional. So optional attributes become columns with null values allowed, which cannot be primary key. Let's look at license plate number. So license plate number is followed by R, which is required and is also unique. But license plate number and vehicle identification number are more or less the same. They're more like in this example when we said when we had the identification number and the identification type. So these are more or less the same. So let's say we took false. So we are right because the license plate number is unique and required, but potentially unstable. So when license plates are lost or stolen, the state may issue a new license plate number for the vehicle. So unstable attributes do not make good primary key. Let's look at vehicle identification number. Vehicle identification number. Okay, so this is also unstable Let's choose false. Okay, we are wrong. So the correct answer is true. So we are wrong because vehicle identification number is unique, required, and stable. So vehicle identification number encodes manufacturer information and is meaningful but never changes. So vehicle identification number has many characters and is not simple but is commonly used to identify vehicles. So if the database designer is not concerned about complexity, vehicle identification number is a good primary key. So this becomes a good primary key. Now let's look at the manufacturer name, make code, and year number. So the question was, which of the following is a good primary key? So I think this is complex. Yeah, so many vehicles share the same manufacturer, make, and year. So isn't unique? They are not unique and cannot be primary key. So let's do we need a new artificial key? We don't, because we already found our key. Or maybe we do. So I don't think we need one. We do. Okay, maybe. Let's see why we need. So the vehicle identification number is unique, required, and stable. That thus makes a good primary key. However, vehicle identification number has many characters and is not simple. So if database designer prefers a simple key such as a 4-byte integer, and an official primary key becomes a good alternative. So this is true. So yeah. Now let's get to understand implementation of weak entities. Okay, so a weak entity becomes a weak table. Okay, we can do this in the next video. Click subscribe and watch out this video.